Hi, I'm Andy Kanefield from Dialect. In our January edition of Sync, we discussed organizational purpose. Today, I'd like to talk about another element of our alignment model, vision. Think about the last time you drove your car through thick fog. If you're like me, you did at least some of the following. You probably slowed down or stopped because you couldn't see much further than the front of your car. You may have been on edge because it's disconcerting not to be able to see the pavement below your car, much less the road ahead. And you may have made bad decisions even when you knew better, like turning your high beams on, which only serves to reflect more light back at you, impairing your vision even further. It's said that you can't focus on fog, yet how many times has our experience within organizations been similar to driving through fog? There's virtually no clarity about where you are as an organization, much less where you're going down the road. And some people need to know where you are and where you're going in order to feel oriented. Because if it's foggy, they won't be able to focus, they'll slow down or even stop what they're doing. They'll be on edge, not knowing whether what they are doing is helping you move in the direction you want to go in. And they might make decisions even when they know better, only having to backtrack later. Our experience at Dialect suggests that for maximum effectiveness, an organizational vision should be a clear, vivid, and compelling picture of the future. If you think about Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s famous "I Have a Dream" speech, he could have just, in a compelling way, said, "I have a dream of a colorblind society," but instead, he painted a much more vivid picture. He talked about the red hills of Georgia. He talked about a state sweltering with the heat of injustice. He talked about Alabama with its vicious racists, a governor's lips dripping with the words of interposition. And then he talked about one day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. Now his dream was clear, it was full of life, and it motivated people towards a racially just society. You may be wondering, can a business paint this kind of a picture? I'd like to read something from Henry Ford for you. Mr. Ford said, "I will build a motor car for the great multitude. It will be so low in price that no man making a good salary will be unable to own one and enjoy with his family the blessing of hours in God's great open spaces. When I'm through, everyone will be able to afford one and everyone will have one. The horse will have disappeared from our highways. The automobile will be taken for granted." Is it clear what Henry Ford wanted? Yes. Is it vivid? Certainly his description brings it to life. And in fact, we can imagine how our lives would change if his dream were to come to fruition. Is it compelling? Certainly to some. Which brings us to the next logical question. Does an organizational vision really have to appeal to everyone at the company? At Dialect, we would say yes and no. Vision appeals to those who think a lot about what could be. Therefore, a vision has to be compelling for those who are really thinking about where the organization is going in order to feel oriented. But of course, not everybody thinks a lot about what could be. Many people are more apt to think about what's here and now, making what you're doing today more efficient and effective. And of course, that's critical for business success. But those who do think about what could be need to have a picture that really fuels their passion and provides focus for their energy. A picture that is shared by others within your organization. To sum up, being able to see where your organization is going is critical for those who are oriented towards the future. Think about it this way. How can we really expect people to come with us into a future they can't see? If you'd like to talk about your vision, please contact me. Now, if you recall, in our last edition of Sync, we asked you to participate in an organizational purpose survey. This month, we'd like to do a survey on vision, and we'd like to collect your thoughts and opinions about yours. Please participate. Follow the link that was on the email that was sent to you. Thank you very much.